Eleanor had tried multiple hybrid publishing companies with her children's books previously, and each and every one of them had a different problem that she ran into that made her consider maybe self-publishing would be right for her. And that's the reason why in today's video we're going to discuss Best Self-Publishing Companies 2022. This is Chris Baird from selfpublishingmadeeasynow.com, where self-publishing doesn't have to be so hard. So the thing was, it was several years ago, and Eleanor, she's a children's author. She had written and had an awful lot of different children's books in her head, and she got around to it one day and said, maybe I should actually get these things out into the world and not just have them in my head or on scraps of paper where she had written these books. But the thing is, it was so confusing, all of the different options available with regards to what you're going to do. She wasn't an artist or an illustrator herself. She knew she was going to need to find somebody to do it, but it seemed a bit difficult for her. The thing is that she, after going through multiple hybrid publishers, she was just very disappointed with the sales that were coming through and a lot of the other inconveniences. It was just taking too long, and it was impossible to get the books through these hybrid publishing companies onto the market in a way that made her happy and also resulted in sales. The problem is that with all of these stories in her head, she realized that if she didn't somehow get these books onto the market, her children and other people's children would never have a chance to enjoy these stories that she has. In a sense, you'd be creating a problem for the rest of the world with the idea of not sharing what you have, but how exactly do you do it? And without being able to do the artwork herself, she began to doubt that she actually is even capable of getting through the entire process if she were to do self-publishing. And that was the reason why the first thing she did was she went to one of the hybrid publishers that she had heard a little bit about. And the problem was she put her book with them and they said, you own all the rights. It's just that she wouldn't get to see when the sales were being made. With the marketing that she would do, she couldn't actually see what impact it was exactly having from day to day. They would every now and then, like whenever they felt like it, every 2 to 3 months, give her some results which were not particularly spectacular, but in a sense it was her book, but she couldn't see what was happening, and she realized this was a bad idea, and so she told them she wanted to end the contract and get her books back, except for the fact that they kept the books on their contract. So then she took her next book at the same time and realized, I don't want to go with that first company again. So she went with another hybrid publishing company. This time they messed up the formatting and the artwork to the illustrations that were coming into the children's books. But no problem, she could just get it fixed, right? Well, you could, but at $100 per change that was being made. And the thing was, the hybrid company had already been paid, so they really didn't care too much about her book. They were moving on to the next author who wanted to get a book onto the market, and she did the exact same thing, requested the artwork so that she could put these books out through a different channel. And so what did? They sent her low quality versions of the artwork. She of course owns the text to the book, and the books were still permanently stuck on Amazon, even though they agreed that they would actually pull the books down after she had terminated her contract with them. So what happened was she was listening to my podcast and she heard about my absolutely free self-publishing secrets checklist, the very one you should grab a copy of below in the description. And when she was working through it, she realized that maybe self-publishing didn't have to be so hard. And so I myself, when I got started, realized some of the pains associated with these other routes, many red flags, and I didn't meet too many people who were very thrilled with the hybrid publishing options that were available. So the thing is that we started going back and forth through email. After she had joined my email list, we were able to start discussing exactly some of the issues. And I was telling her exactly like I say on my free checklist, which is you're going to want to use the best self-publishing companies in 2022, and they include Amazon, KDP. Whether you like them or not, they're the biggest, and they're definitely in a place you're going to want to get your Kindle books onto, including your print books as well. Now, keeping in mind, her hybrid books had been put on there, but she didn't have any control over which distribution channels were being used. And my favorite is to use all of the different distribution channels, and that's why I advised her to absolutely go with all of them. The second one was Ingram Spark, the paper, putting her paperbacks on there. And the reason is because I make more money off of Ingram Spark paperbacks than I do even off of my Amazon KDP paper print. And so that was the second place. And the third was moving on to Lulu for her hardback books. Now, it is true that Amazon now has KDP hardback books that's sort of in beta. It has not been fully tested, and so I still recommend going with Lulu until we get a word back that people are able to do just as well on Amazon. I also think that it's good to maximize the distribution channels we have and ensure that if anything goes wrong with Amazon or with our KDP account, that we have multiple ways of which we're receiving money from our books. And Lulu is a fantastic way to go about it with hardback books. And then the final option for 2022 that I recommended was Drafted Digital. And it just gives us some additional platforms that we would not be able to get using our ebook only on Amazon Kindle, because they would only distribute it through Amazon. If we want to get onto Kobo or in terms of Apple or Google or in these other places, then we're going to need to go through Drafted Digital. I also previously recommended Smashwords, but they've been bought up by Drafted Digital, so you should just go with Drafted Digital or Publish Drive. But this particular combination would be the best options for you in 2022 using Amazon KDP, Ingram Spark, Lulu, and Drafted Digital as the best options for going with the self-publishing route. The thing is that we really like with these is that we're able to see the sales. In addition, there are plenty of winners. Lots of people you can talk to who have done very well on these platforms. Not people where on their sales page they're telling you people love them, but actual, real, goodness to life people who can tell you that yes, these platforms work. I can tell you from my own personal story when I got started and put my books on KDP. Once I discovered the miracle of being in profitable niches and such on KDP and how to play the keyword game, suddenly I was seeing massive amount of money flying through there. So I no longer needed to trust other people, even though I was in groups of people who were making a killing in these markets, which got me very tempted to say, what do I need to do in order to do this? And that was when I discovered the power of these platforms, that it wasn't just a fake gurus telling you upon how you do no work, you don't need to work at all, and it just suddenly magically you're going to make money. That's complete insanity. But in the case of Eleanor, she just needed to move from hybrid over to doing the self-publishing route, which is the perfect route within 2022. The other thing is you own the rights if you do the self-publishing, and it's very easy to move your books, take them up, take them down, make the changes that you need. You can put them on multiple platforms without any problems, and you can do infinite revisions without paying $100 per revision. You can just do it by doing the revision yourself and reposting your book. You can no longer change titles and subtitles. However, you can take the book completely down and then repost it again. If you have reviews, it's probably not a good idea to do this. But if the book is brand new on the market, then you can definitely do that if you've chosen the wrong keywords. But one of the big things, as I was telling Eleanor, it's the idea of learning to invest in yourself. Because what happened was she decided that, yes, this was still a bit of a challenge for her, so she decided to go one more time with a hybrid publisher. I recommended to her 1,000 Storybooks, which I'm not an affiliate of theirs. However, they are a reliable one, and I have seen people who have gone through them, customers who have been very happy with the results that they did. She went with them, and they were very easy to work with. She went back and forth with them, and they were able to get the book out. But the problem she had was, again, back to this time issue and where exactly the book gets published. But they did a fantastic job, and they maintained and kept it to the amount of money that they require, which is like $1,000 or something, in order to do the entire process and get you so many illustrations and to get your book actually out onto the market, which is a fantastic service that they provide, and they deliver exactly what they said. It's just the time that you're going to wait, and also if you want to change the text in your books at all, then it creates a problem. And that's the reason why Eleanor decided she's going in the future definitely go the self-publishing route. She's going to do, as I've said 1,000 times and in my secret checklist below, go the Juto route. Now, don't just get the software Juto, which I do have my affiliate link below in the description, but also buy the course that I offer below in the description. And the reason I tell you this is because I've seen people, they buy the Juto program alone and they're unable to figure it out. They don't have what I offer in my course below, where we're going back and forth in a forum. I can tell you exactly what it is. I guarantee you will get your book formatted correctly and ready to go so you can publish it on KDP. If we're not able to do it, we're just going to take your book, put it in there. I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do through the course. We're going to take your hand. We have a forum. We have everything that's necessary to get it going in order to do that. And that's one of the reasons why I stand behind my courses with a 30-day money-back guarantee. And so that's the thing that Eleanor, she has not yet purchased the course. I recommend you, Eleanor, definitely you need to go about purchasing that course, because that is a thing that you are not going to want to skip. And the other thing just to keep in mind in general here, it's the fact that with year 2022, there is so much that you can do, and there's an awful lot of things to do, but there's so many people who are wondering, should you self-publish your book in 2022? And that's the reason I created this video, exact video right up here. So I will see you over there. Thanks.